You ever stare at your computer completely fried and think, maybe I just need another subdomain right now? That's when you've hit insanity buffer threshold. Let me explain. Everyone says grind harder, but nobody mentions that grinding too long turns your brain into mashed firmware. The insanity buffer is the thin line between productive and I've been reorganizing my folders for 6 hours and I can't feel feelings anymore. You know what I mean? Short remark, this video is gonna be about productivity, and when I talk productivity, I mean working on your personal goals. If that's having the greatest Pokemon card collection in the world, collecting Pokemon cards counts as productive. You see where I'm going with this? People seem to always misunderstand my interpretation of productivity.
Of course people misunderstand you. You are a weird dork. Ha 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 ha.
Thanks, Toaster. I love you too. Welcome to the ToasterBotnet. I survived bad times and mental health problems and went from chaos to systems. Still online, still not touching grass. Today's topic, the insanity buffer. If I do the same work for prolonged periods of time, I will slowly go insane. We're talking about something every creator, developer, or so-called high-functioning human eventually learns the hard way. Doing the same productive task over and over doesn't make you more efficient, it makes you weird. Probably been doing it for too long and that's why I'm such a weirdo. The insanity buffer is that little patch of sanity you insert between major tasks. It's not procrastination, it's preventative maintenance for your brain. Doing the same workflow drives you nuts if you do nothing else. Sprinkle other work in between. When you keep hammering on one type of task, editing videos, coding, scripting, or writing content, your productivity graph starts to look like a meme stock chart. At first it's up only, then suddenly it's plummeting because your neurons filed for bankruptcy. That's when you need to switch contexts. Do something stupid, but constructive or productive. Tweak your website, reorganize your Notion, or make a totally unnecessary spreadsheet that tracks how often you reorganize your Notion. The point is to move, not to escape. If the brain gets bored, it starts trolling you and then you'll hate the very thing you've built your life around. At this point, you could argue to just take a break and stop working. That's true. But then you lose momentum, go back to a lower baseline and get comfortable being comfortable again. If you keep working on something else, you feel better, more accomplished, hyper productive, and get a positive feedback loop of grind set mode. Here's the big lie. People think discipline means doing the same thing every day until you die. But true discipline is knowing when to pivot before your brain starts a mutiny. The insanity buffer doesn't mean slacking off. It means shifting your creative load like a server under heavy traffic. When your main task queue spikes, you reroute to side projects. Low effort, high dopamine stuff. You're still productive, you're just refusing to run the same script in your head until it segfolds. Here's what happens when I ignore my insanity buffer. I start to dread certain tasks. Editing feels like manual labor, filming feels like tax paperwork. That's my brain sending a 404 motivation not found error. But when I switch, maybe build something small, like optimizing a website or tweaking my shop or planning stuff. Man, I love planning. Suddenly, energy comes back. It's like clearing a cache file made of pure emotional exhaustion. By rotating between creative and mechanical tasks, I'm tricking my brain into thinking I'm doing something new, even when it's all part of the same grind, kinda. You see where I'm getting at? It's not burnout recovery, it's burnout load balancing. You want to stay consistent without losing it? Do the following. Alternate task types: creative, technical, planning, repeat. Sprinkle in things that feel fun but still build momentum. Treat side projects like cleansers for your focus. If you keep your brain entertained, it'll reward you with sustained productivity instead of existential dread. So yeah, build your insanity buffer before the system crashes. Mix your work modes, keep things weird. Productivity isn't about doing more, it's about surviving your own routines long enough to finish them. If this helped you not to lose your mind, like and subscribe, because together we are gonna automate our sanity. That's it, join the botnet for the almighty algorithm and peace out!